That's why I loved it. That's the best way of saying it.
I mean, and that is a good reason to love it, but it is because of that reason that I hate it. Or it made me frustrated.
It makes me frustrated, but...
It's not that I don't understand it. I do understand it.
But, like, what's the difference if he had said, I'm gonna go see Julia? Like...
Then I feel that he is irrevocably changed as a character.
Yeah, but you don't know how he was gonna say it, or anything. You just know that he was gonna say it to Delilah, and why was he saying it? Was he saying it because she suggested it?
He could have said... I would have been equally fine if he said, I'm not gonna see her. If he just definitively made the shitty choice and lived with it. But he doesn't, like... I think it's because it's left as, like, you gotta go see her. Like, yeah, he knows he has to go see her. He spent a whole...
But that's not... That, to me, was never her telling him he had to do that. That was her telling herself that they're not a good idea. It's in the way of, like...
Yeah.
It's in the way of, like... you should just go to bed. It's a good idea, but I'm not saying it for you. I'm saying it for me, so I should leave. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's that to me was how that read. I never thought that she was actually telling him that, because he knows that. He's constantly avoiding it. He's spun up conspiracies about whatever's going on. And honestly, apparently there's a lot more I was supposed to find out. But again, I agree with that critique of this, which was the narrative of the game doesn't allow for a lot of exploring, but I guess I probably only played 70% of the game.
I would believe that, but I also don't know how much more you're supposed to know.
I feel like there are little things. I feel like there are... I mean, there... Hold on. We'll keep reading for a sec. Oh, look up Richard Sturgeon. I mean, here's the thing. Remember that Easter egg we saw? Or that I told you about with the whole Bioshock plane thing?
Yeah, so what... Oh, the plane ticket.
We never
found that.
Which just means that we didn't play the whole thing.
Richard...
You know what I mean?
What's his name?
Richard Sturgeon. Firewatch, yeah. I mean, if you put all the book titles together...
Reddit's a beautiful place. First of all, so if you find all of the books, it's 1 chance to die, death strikes at 2, 3 blind rats, the 4th estate, 5 degrees north, 6 feet down under, terminal 7, 8 rolled the hard way, 9 lives lost. And then he didn't find the 10th, but the 10th is called 10 to 1. And
it starts it over.
They mean nothing. You can put them on the bookshelf and they don't have anything to do with the game.
Yeah. Again, here's a good quote. This person, this author, same article, writes, the same authenticity is in Firewatch. He was referencing another set of fiction. A commitment to treat conspiracy realistically, though the execution is radically different. In Firewatch, because the conspiracy actually is so minor, Henry and Delilah are able to work through it, grasp its dimensions, and identify the rational, boring answer to each of the questions. There is no government experiment, there are no aliens, they're not in purgatory, and Delilah is exactly what she appeared to be. There is no conspiracy, only a sad man who probably killed his son. It's so much smaller than what they thought, so it's anticlimax. But the fact that Henry deals with it and finds it to be an anticlimax is significant. It forms a corollary to Delilah's message that Henry isn't dealing with his problems. No, she says, he's not dealing with his problems, and by the way, your problems aren't always as bad as you think they are, or as interesting for that matter. Henry can deal with his problems. It'll be tedious and stressful, and nobody's going to think he's a hero for doing it. But it's nowhere near as insurmountable as he thinks. There's optimism there in the end, if you want to take it.
That entire paragraph.
You disagree with?
I absolutely love, and is why I fucking hate this game. Because because she's 100% fucking right, and you know he's not going to do anything about it.
Right, so didn't but that's the beauty of it. The beauty of the game is it was a person running from the problems, spun up a conspiracy, crazy shit happened, and in the end he didn't change, and that's heartbreaking.
But why do you think he didn't change?
Because he never went through anything. He was always busy with something else. He was always busy with, oh my god, what's going on? Or...
But don't you think the thing he went through is Delilah's point of, you made up all this shit in your head so you didn't have to deal with this stuff? Like, I don't get the sense that he's gonna go home and deal with stuff.
Telling someone what they did is not them going through it.
But I'm saying Henry as a character has built all this up, and he recognizes that none of this was...
Right, so you're saying what he went through is Delilah being like, hey, look what you just did, right?
No, I'm saying that...
I don't even know if anyone's still listening. Felipe,
is anyone still listening?
Oh, there's a new person listening.
Hello.
We're analyzing Firewatch. Read that article, it's pretty good.
No, what I'm saying is that I think he's gone through this entire thing. There's the belief that maybe there's some university experiment, maybe Ned killed his kid, maybe XYZ.
I honestly, here, really quick, to put Ned to bed, I'm just gonna say this. I think that there was actually an accident. I think there was actually an accident. I think Ned didn't kill his son, but I think what he said was right. All the questions I would have been asked, having to bury the body, he was like, it was too much. And for someone who already went out there, a mental break is normal.
I completely agree. I totally thought it was an accident.
But Henry's the one who goes. Henry's the one who does that, and then Delilah also is like, that fucker killed him. You know what I mean? Like, they both. It's why I love Blair Witch so much. Go with me. Mm-hmm. When people don't have answers, they're left to make their own, and their own are always more fantastic than they are. Case in point, every government secret ever. I mean, a lot of government conspiracies are true, but at the same time, like, you know, people saying that the microwave was invented because we reverse engineered a UFO that crashed. Look, if I'm wrong about that, I'm so happy to be wrong about that. That's fucking awesome.
Is that your favorite government conspiracy?
We don't have time.
Name your one.
JFK was killed by the CIA.
I think it's